The 7-3 Tampa Bay Bucs are 4.5-point favorites at home over the Los Angeles Rams, over under 47.5. The Rams come in at 6-3. This game is going to go a long way in determining NFC playoffs, seedings, tiebreaker scenarios, et cetera, et cetera. Look, the Rams, they've been traveling a lot, but they get an extra day of rest here. They had a bye week the other week. They've gone back and forth from the East to the West Coast, but McVay's usually had his team ready in these spots. I don't think that's a huge concern here. The other kind of narrative-based thing is that the Bucs have been awful in primetime this year. So they've been like practicing at night, which I think is fairly smart to do, just in case there is something there. I think the more pressing issue for the Bucs is their offense just hasn't been good against the elite defenses this year for whatever reason. Their 3 losses came against the Saints twice and the Bears. Their offense didn't do much. And then their 7 wins, they played, I think Denver is the best defense that they played, average ranking of 22nd in efficiency, those 7 teams. Let's look at the Bucs. Ali Marpet's back. They have a good offensive line. Rookie Tristan Wirf's been good. Ronald Jones has been great. Much better than expected. You have Brady, his cast of weapons, finally healthy now. He's starting to really adjust to this new system. The offense is good. The defense is even better. It's one of the best defenses in the NFL. They don't really have any weaknesses. And losing Vita Vea hurt a little bit, but they made a signing that I think helps with their run D. The defensive line is solid. They have, Pierre Paul and Shaq Barrett off the edges. Then you have Levante, you have Devin White blitzing. You know that Todd Bowles going to bring a lot of pressure. Levante David might be the best linebacker in the NFL. Then you have Antoine Winfield, who came in at safety. He's been great. You have 2 really good corners on the outside. No real weaknesses on this defense. Aggressive defense that'll shut down the run, and they can shut down the short pass. That's what the Rams do. And Jared Goff, when you can get pressure on Jared Goff, sort of like Baker Mayfield, he is just not good. He's very mechanical in his throwing motion. He just gets very flustered easily. He's obviously not the most mobile guy. So and last year the Rams, their offense was really disappointing. McVay went into the lab. He changed some things. The rushing attack's been really good with their 3 running backs, and he's moving Goff out of the pocket, playing more to his strengths and weaknesses and covering up some of the weaknesses on the offensive line. But when you can pressure him, he's just not been good, and the Bucs will pressure him. The Bucs will bring blitzes. They can get natural pressure off the edge, and the Rams will be without Andrew Whitworth, who, according to Pro Football Focus, he is the number 2 overall rated pass blocker of any offensive lineman in the entire NFL. Only Ronnie Stanley, who's also hurt for the Ravens, ranks higher. So they're going to miss him too. And on the other side of the ball, look, the Rams defense, it's been very good. Elite advanced metrics. Now, the argument against that is their wins before last week came against the NFC East and the Bears. So you're not talking about really good offenses, but then what they did against Seattle was really impressive. You have Aaron Donald, who's arguably the best defensive player in the NFL. Can he create interior pressure against Ryan Jensen, who's had a pretty down year at center? That's how you can get to Brady. Maybe he can create some havoc and really that interior pressure. That's how you get to Brady. But on the back end, why has this defense been so good? You do have Jalen Ramsey on one end. Darius Williams has been great, an undrafted rookie out of UAB on the outside. They moved Troy Hill to nickel. So he's been good. Their safety's been pretty good. We saw Ohio State how much they missed Jordan Fuller. Brandon Staley, what he's done as defensive coordinator has been awesome. He's brought in a lot of college concepts to the Rams defense, a lot of disguise, a lot of 2 deep safeties, but sometimes they'll show 2 and go to 1, and they're moving guys around. They're moving Ramsey around. They'll have him in the slot now. So it's a defense, they're using hybrid coverages. They'll use zone on one side, man on the other. Just a lot of advanced looks in a more modern defense that's confusing a lot of opposing quarterbacks. But I don't necessarily – if you're going to – you're going against Brady, he's really good at diagnosing those things late. There are just so many weapons for the Bucs. I think they're going to be able to take advantage and just make a few more plays. And ultimately, it's just not a great matchup for the Rams offense. Tampa Bay can take away, their historically great against the run, and they're really good at taking away the short pass. That's essentially everything that the Rams want to do. So I make this line 5.5 based on the matchup and my power ratings. I played -3, paid a little bit for it way earlier in the week. Grab that up real quick. At 4, would still play it. 4.5 is a little tougher. The total is it's interesting because I think that the way the game will play out, it'll be an under game, but the Rams play fast. And the Bucs are on the faster side now. They've been playing faster. I think the Bucs are 12th in situational neutral pace, and the Rams are like 5th. So it will be played a little faster, and I don't see a ton of value in the under. But the way that I think the game will play out and how these teams match up, even though the game was 55-40 last year, I think that if I had to play the total, I would play the under. But I'm riding with the Bucs here. I think it's just a great matchup for them. You have any thoughts here?
Okay, so I'm definitely taking an under here. 5 of the last 6 in this against the Rams have gone to the under as far as Tampa Bay and the Rams. It doesn't matter, situationally, different quarterbacks, different coaches. But 5 of the Rams' last 5 games have all gone to the under. Only 2 games this season, the Rams have gone over the total. And you talk about the pace of play. Tampa, I think it just depends on maybe they've been sitting on the ball in the second half, but their second half pace of play has been almost 28 seconds per play versus the first half number, which is like 25 seconds per play. I just think there's going to be a ton of pressure around the quarterbacks. The Rams are an under team the entire season. One of the few NFL teams you can trust to hit an under. I think defense is going to dominate here, and I'll be on the under.